start off with the introduction.
My name is Tresaria.
Demeria.
Maya.
Carlton.
And today my speech will be about the Black Wall Street. 97 years ago, one of the most catastrophic riots in American history took place in the small town of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nearly 300 African Americans lost their lives and others were killed, severely injured, and hospitalized. Black women and children were shot down by angry white residents, while black men stood, fought, and defended their families as the number of deaths began to escalate. World War I airplanes were called in order to fire rifles at residents and to drop bombs on the community. This riot caused hundreds of locals to become unemployed and homeless. Everyone around the world should know the power behind racism and how it had a major influence in the destruction of Black Wall Street to prevent this tragic event from ever happening again. Let's talk about the good things that Black Wall Street was able to produce before its destruction. It had 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private airplanes, 1 hospital, 1 bank, and even its own school system. Let's talk about the bad. This is the aftermath of the riot, the Tulsa race riot of 1924. In the early morning hours of June 1st, 1921, Greenwood was looted and burned by white rioters. Governor Robinson declared martial law and National Guard troops arrived in Tulsa. Guardsmen arrested firemen, assisted firemen in putting out fire, took African Americans out of the hands of vigilantes and imprisoned all black Tulsans not already interned. Now let's talk about the truth. The worst race riot in U.S. history happened in Tulsa in 1921, when angry white mobs destroyed America's wealthiest black community and killed 300 people. The truth behind the Tulsa race riot started in the elevator. There was a man, a black shoe shiner, Dick Rowley, who was joined on the elevator by a white woman who accused him of physically assaulting her and pressed charges. Now, nobody else was in the elevator with them, so the story could be true or false, but this was the spark that started the Tulsa race riot. A lot of this tension was the build-up and was ultimately the cause of infamous Tulsa race riot, May 31st, 1921. A young black man who worked as a shoe shine boy in down Tulsa named Dick Rowley went into a nearby building to go use the restroom on his break. In this building, there was a specific restroom for black use only, and it was on the top floor, which required an elevator use. So, on the way there, Rowley decided to take the elevator, and there waiting was an operator by the name of Sarah Page. When Rowley got onto the elevator with Sarah Page and the doors closed, something happened. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but Sarah Page ran out screaming that Dick Rowley had assaulted her. Dick Rowley escaped and fled the scene in suspicion, but he feared for his life because he did not know what would happen to him. He later turned himself in, and many white rioters mobbed the prison, the jail at which he was staying at and demanded that they release him. He was not released, so in return, they went and mobbed and firebombed Tulsa, Oklahoma, and destroyed all the businesses and killed 300 people on their way through it. Not one white man or woman was arrested for the crime, but black Tulsans were arrested, killed, injured, and left homeless and without family. This has to be one of the most traumatic events that has happened in America, and it cannot be gone as it cannot be unseen. Though they do not teach you about this in the school system, black people should know about the racism that happened on this day and should learn from it so it does not happen again. I want to show you my audio one last time. And I want to thank you for listening to my speech.